My name is Andy. I'm just a regular lazy guy. I befriend the mysterious local who gave me his video rental store right on the border between universes. The inventory's low, so the shop's computer calls possible customers that have tapes. And these are the adventures of Universal Line Video.
So, is this the Black Diamond? Is this the Black Diamond Little Mermaid? Does it have the cock castle? I think that's the cock castle. All right, okay. Yeah, maybe I can sell this for some money. Oh, maybe. Oh, I'm a customer. Universal Line Video, this is Andy. Hi. Is this Kevin Rains?
Yeah, this is me.
Hi. Our shop's computer is calling you to see if you have returning a tape for us. Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Wow.
Yeah.
I will have to look, but I'm pretty sure I have that.
Yeah. I think it comes in two.
Yeah.
2 tapes.
Yeah.
So you owe us 2 tapes. Did you saw it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a while. So.
Yeah. Do you think it holds up still?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
It seems a little corny sometimes to think about it. It just sorry, I just thought there was some kind of cosmic rat running around. I'm in the back office today. I guess that doesn't matter to you, but Forrest Gump though, yeah, I don't know. I kind of have mixed feelings about Forrest Gump.
At least we didn't get the sequel.
Yes, there is like a book, and the book is really different. Originally the author said he wanted to have like John Goodman.
Oh wow!
Like he was supposed to be a big guy, and that's like who he envisioned was like a John Goodman character.
That's a St. Louis guy, by the way, out here where I am, John Goodman.
Oh yeah. I didn't know you were in. Can I ask you something about St. Louis?
Sure, shoot.
Is it very hat centric?
Like a lot of people wearing hats?
Yes.
Is that what you mean? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. There's a lot of people, and I think I'm one of the few out of my friends that I don't wear hats very often.
Yeah. I remember hearing something that maybe it was Cedric the Entertainer. One of those guys from the original Kings of Comedy is a St. Louis guy, I think, or Bernie.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know which one? Or
I know the guy who played Huel from Breaking Bad. He's from St. Louis, and I think he was a part of that troupe as well, right? Or that.
I don't think he was, but I remember one of them just saying because he was always like wearing a hat a lot because he's like this. They were all really stylish, and he was just like, yeah, St. Louis, it's a big hat place.
Yeah.
And then I just took that to heart. So I don't know if it's like 100% true or I don't know. One of them said it. I can't remember who. It was either Bernie Mac or Cedric. I'm not sure. Anyway, Forrest Gump though, I don't know. I have kind of misgivings about it. Like I haven't watched it recently. I imagine it's good still. I mean, it's done well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel. I don't know. It just feels kind of really corny, and I think it started the wave of introducing like nostalgia in a way of like.
Yeah, it's a little heavy-handed.
Yeah, that, and it's just like it's kind of like there's just like weird like he's involved in everything, and everything is just kind of like isn't super integral to his character, you know. Like,
yeah,
course,
the more you're saying this, the more I'm like, this is you could just insert that character getting or being lucky at everything, and that's pretty much the premise here.
Well, like the way I see it is like he didn't like one of the things like the story would have been almost the same if he didn't like if he wasn't Deep Throat.
Mm-hmm.
Or like if he didn't teach Elvis to dance. Like all these things happened, but they had like very little consequence. Like it doesn't like you it kind of just shapes your opinion of him. You're just like, "Oh, he's got such a great life. All this crazy stuff happened, but he's like completely non-affected by it. And I feel
Right.
like that's kind of like, I feel like I don't mind when movies reference something of the time period, but I just feel like if they are, they should be kind of important to the story. I don't know.
It's
I
kind of like the member berries or the member berries from
Yes.
South Park, but
Yes,
in
yes,
movie
exactly.
form.
Remember this?
Yeah.
Uh,
I
mean,
I
I'm-
remember it being very good. Like it was highly acclaimed whenever the movie first came out, and
Yeah. I
that's
loved
probably
it.
yeah.
I absolutely loved it. I still love it. I just feel like it lacks something now. I don't know. That's just me. I don't want to shit on it if you liked it or anything, but
It's definitely not in my top 10.
right.
I think Tom Hanks has done far better movies than that.
Yeah,
Far-
like Cloud
you know,
Atlas.
I have actually never seen Cloud Atlas.
I don't think anyone saw it. I mean, I kind of wanted to see it, but it seemed like a hot mess of a whole bunch of stuff, and I just couldn't get into it.
I'm more of a Burbs guy when it comes to Tom
Oh
Hanks.
my
you
god,
know?
The Burbs is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, guess. Let me see if you can guess. What do you think that movie is rated?
I mean, just off the top of my head, PG-13.
No, it's PG. Isn't that like kind of surprising?
Yeah.
I kind of thought
Yeah.
it was like higher.
Yeah.
No, it's a PG movie. I had my friends' kids over, and they're like my nephews. But I like to try to show them old stuff that I liked, and I showed them The Burbs, and I picked it mostly because I feel like it wouldn't have any really crazy things that would like trigger them into having weird nightmares kind of thing.
Right.
And they did like it, but the one thing they were doing the whole time, they were like, "Is the Coplex bad? Are they bad?" But they are. No, they're not. Like, because like the whole thing keeps on jerking you around about
Right.
whether or not.
It
It's-
does. You feel kind of horrible there at the end, thinking like,
Yeah.
we have vilified this immigrant family.
Yes. Yeah, that's kind of the funny thing. I always find it strange, because also the message of the movie then changes drastically, which is outsiders are bad, or like. But I mean, I think it was done all in fun, and obviously those guys were bad. I mean, I like the movie a lot, but I don't know if it promotes xenophobia or anything.
Yeah, I don't know how it would be made in today's world.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I don't know if
There would
I
have to be more evidence that they are bad. They're villains. There would have to be some smoking gun that maybe the main character doesn't see, because I do feel like at the up until the very end when they are trying, when he's being strangled in the ambulance and then the stretcher flies
Yes.
out, I feel like I'm the bad guy for wanting these guys to get caught for something that up until this point no one knows if there's even any proof behind it.
Yeah. Well, they never actually say what their nationality is.
I always thought it was like Romanian or
Yeah.
some Eastern European.
Yeah. Well, there's a movie that has like problems like or kind of problems like that, but they do cover it a little bit. Is that the movie True Lies?
Yeah.
And in True Lies, I think the villain's name, he's a good actor. I think he might be of some kind of. I think he's English, but I think he's of he also is of Arabic descent, or just is that how you say it?
Arabic descent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe,
He's
yeah.
like of Arabic descent, and he's and he's a terrorist. He's and he is. But there is a moment in the movie where they kind of explain it a little bit, and it's just the line. It's like a throwaway line, but it like to me it satisfies it. Where he's like, he's the worst of the worst terrorists, and he's like the terrorist that is like too terrorist for everyone else, and it kind of like explains it. It's like, okay, this guy's a complete outlier. He happens to be Arabic. Because he was said that he's like, he thinks other terrorists are too warm and fuzzy, is what they say in the movie. And I'm like, okay, I got it. He happens to be one of the worst terrorists, but he's, but then I feel like that's what you have to always kind of say too, where you have to like, if you're going to have any kind of, or not pay any attention to it at all. And I guess that's the best way to do it.
Is he the guy that gets fired off
yes.
of missiles?
Yes. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger says, "You're fired."
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
was that before Trump? That was before Trump.
Yes, that was before Trump. But the other thing is, it really doesn't make sense because that guy wasn't ever like working for him at one point.
Yeah. I remember dissecting that line with my friend, and we're like, it's only a pun on one side of the spectrum, and
right.
It's not a double meaning pun.
It's not.
Could have been
really
better.
Yeah, it could have been better. I do like that movie though. That is.
It's fantastic. It's one of the greatest action movies.
Yeah.
And the video game for Super Nintendo is pretty darn good too.
Really? I have to get that, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's like an overhead shooter.
Oh, cool. I think that was like, I think they were like, I think that and Forrest Gump are made by like really competent, great directors.
Mm-hmm.
And like the thing about True Lies, I think comparatively is kind of like, like I said, I love True Lies. True Lies is almost like a weird like placeholder. It's not like James Cameron's best movie or like his most acclaimed movie, but it is like, it's the movie he did in between Terminator 2 and Titanic, I think, essentially. Yep. And Robert, I think Forrest Gump is maybe Robert Zemeckis' like, it is like, so like, because he won the Oscar for it and everything, but like, I kind of feel like there's like, I feel like Back to the Future still, I'd rather watch Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm in the same camp.
I think a lot of people are. I feel like it just oddly didn't age well. I think like I feel like it's a movie that people felt like excited about. And then I think it also had that thing where people just got fucking tired of it because everybody was quoting it and it became like,
oh yeah,
this thing,
Yeah, there were a few moments of me like running in school, like running the class, and then I got the "Run, Forrest." I got that thrown at me.
Yeah.
Plenty of times. So yeah, it did have some quotable lines in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, to your point, I mean, if a movie relies heavily on nostalgia, links with reality, and just interplacing the main character within our known reality, it's kind of I guess it works better as a novel.
Yeah.
In a movie, it just seems like, something that you would find on like a lot of YouTubers or a lot of YouTube videos where they like do those, what's the word I'm looking for when
Analysis?
where they put their faces on like deep fake.
Yeah. Deep fakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of things that are well made that I can't, like, I have a hard time like stomaching a second time around. I feel like maybe I should watch it. When you return it, I'll maybe give it a gander.
Okay.
It has a great soundtrack. I mean, but it has just the movie's so long, it has just music from everywhere and every time.
Does that Fortunate Son? Because that's the testament of the 60s, or is it the 60s or 70s when Fortunate Son is always played?
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I'm trying to think. I mean, it has all along the Watchtower
Oh,
and
okay.
everything.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
I do think for me when I saw it, because I'm 36. When I
Mhm.
saw it, I was probably
A baby.
late grade school. Yeah, and I didn't get a lot of these references. So this was
Yeah.
kind of like my my history lesson
Mm.
on some of these time periods. I didn't know who John Lennon was up until that movie.
Really?
Believe it or not,
Wow.
I knew of the Beatles, but I didn't truly understand that talk show scene.
Can I go through a weird testament test
Sure.
with you about the Beatles? Do you know
Sure.
you know music pretty well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Uh, I got it like my what my my nephew was I think he was learning to play the ukulele.
Oh,
And one of
nice.
the
I play ukulele.
yeah, and he was learning he learned Octopus's Garden. And I'm like kind of bad with music. I love it, but I'm bad. And when he was
Uh-huh.
but he was not he was just kind of like I think he was doing some schoolwork and he was just singing it to himself. And he does like to sing and make up things, and I was like, "Are you singing? Are you making this song up? Is this a song you made up?" And he's like, "What? What are you talking about?" And his dad from the other room is like, "Don't listen to him. He's only messing with you." And I was like, "No, is it? What is that song? What is that?" And then he's like, I was like, "No, I don't know." Because he's like, "It's the Beatles. It's like one of their most famous songs."
I've
And
never heard Octopus's Garden.
well, no, now I real like like my memory needs to be a little jogged. I don't, and I have like I can retain so much information, and I remember it in being in the Muppet Show with Robin singing it and everything.
Hmm.
But like, then it became an argument of like, is that really the Beatles' one of the Beatles' biggest songs? And I say there's like I don't think it's even. I'm saying my argument is I don't think it's in the top 10.
I have the Beatles 10 album, and I'm pretty sure it's not on there.
Yeah, all right, I win.
I don't think I've ever heard this song.
You never heard Octopus's Garden?
I really don't think I have. mean,
I think it's
I-
also a Ringo song. Like
Okay.
one of the only songs I think Ringo wrote. I think.
Okay, I knew his involvement with the songwriting was kind of on the low end. I'm more
Yes.
of a George Harrison fan. I like a lot of Beatles, but
Yeah.
I like Here Comes the Sun.
Right.
I Am the Walrus. I like that one a lot, and I
Yeah.
like some of George Harrison's solo stuff as well. My Sweet Lord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think someone once said that like he might be one of the more misunderstood geniuses of the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
I think because everybody showers attention on Paul and John Lennon.
Right.
And my favorite thing to do that bugs people is that every time someone brings up John Lennon, I'm like, he beat his wife, right? Like he wasn't a good guy. He was very materialistic. And everyone's like,
Really?
shut up.
Really, I didn't know that.
What, did he beat his did he hit his Yoko, I think?
No, I didn't know that.
I heard he was very like physically abusive to Yoko, and he was like materialistic and like I mean, granted, I'm getting all this from like some weird listicle thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just like uh, I just always find that interesting because it's like a lot of people are. I think a lot of people are just kind of given a pass on
Oh,
things,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
then it doesn't change from person to person, and then considering the climate now, it's kind of like weird. But I don't want to get on. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're just a customer, and I don't want to make you feel. But it's just, it's just like kind of interesting. I mean, people are just complicated.
Yeah,
Like,
they are
to a
much more
point where-
complicated than their art a lot of times.
yes. But yeah, I feel like that's the thing about Forrest Gump is that I think there's so many things about it and that's complicated to me, even though it's kind of the thing. I like the movie because I like it because also it's a non-linear story. I'm always a big fan of like stories that kind of take little divergences and stuff like that.
Right. Mhm.
And the special effects, I remember being amazing.
Yeah, I think for the time it was pretty much cutting edge.
Yeah.
Now you can get an app that'll
Yes.
do some of that stuff. But yeah, for its time, I remember like making of documentaries on some of like the
Yeah.
the channels. Yeah.
I mean, it's good. It's good. I mean, it's good. It's just I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say I hate it. I just want to say that like I think the fact that it's just not it's just just too corny. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. But it was like a big staple in the video rental store.
Yeah.
I remember my little store was called Future World Video, and they had a poster. It was the poster, or I guess it was the movie cover of Tom Hanks sitting on the bench or looking up or whatever. And I remember seeing that there for years.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember a thing about. I'm trying to remember when it came out.
I want to say 94.
Really?
I moved to a new house
You're
in
right.
like 95.
Yeah.
So I knew it was right before I moved. That's how I usually remember time.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say that it's also it's pre 9/11. I forgot when it happened, but like after 9/11, movies tones changed drastically because there was a point where everybody was like fight, like the two major ones I could think of are like Fight Club, where like they literally say we're in the middle of history. Like nothing, we don't have any great war. This was like, and that's like a big thing before 9/11. And like, there's just like a kind of a thing where I guess Forrest Gump is kind of like the opposite of Fight Club in the way that it's just like nothing's happening. We're all just kind of floating on the breeze. It's like that feather, and like, hey, history happens, and that's cool. It was like, and like, it's like kind of like optimistic. I think that like I think we became more cynical when that happened, and then we became like scared, and we became more like, I don't have time for like cutesy bullshit that's like idolizing and being nostalgia of like our America's past, I guess.
Right. Yeah. The mainstream Hallmark movie kind of declined after that. Like movies that could actually make it in theaters with this kind of feel good movie about nothing.
Yes.
I think, I do believe 9/11 killed that.
Yeah.
Now you almost have to have some type of conflict, that things have to be addressed.
Yeah.
I love it, like in horror movies, how the cell phone thing has to always be addressed. Now,
Yes.
why
we don't have reception.
Right.
There's no reception here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think if anything, if they do Forrest Gump, they should do a Forrest Gump and he goes through 9/11 or something. Or he's like responsible for it. I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. I guess that's kind of the thing. I think there's certain movies that won't be made, not necessarily because of like, cancel culture or whatever, but I think there's just, that's not the mindset anymore.
No,
I feel.
yeah.
It's just
People,
like,
I don't think people really care about that kind of stuff now, like what you're saying. I'm sure that's where you were going.
yeah, I think that, but I think the odd thing is like, if what we need more now is more like positive schmaltzy, like, I guess it just has to be done in a way where it isn't like too in your face or like too like syrupy.
Right. Yeah. The thing about the Forrest Gump character is like hardly anything bad. And I know that he had a hard life, but it doesn't really like what you were saying, it doesn't really represent the average American, that especially in nowadays times that we're
Yeah.
going through some pretty hard times as a country, and no one is as lucky as that guy where he could like, oh, invent this, invent that, or
Yeah.
be in the middle of some of the like
He's
biggest moments of history.
Yeah, just amazing luck.
Yeah, amazing luck.
Yeah. I mean, the other compare. Do you ever seen Being There?
No.
No. Oh, I mean, that's actually more. I feel like Being There is more of the kind of like the thinking man's, or I don't know how to call it, but it's Peter Sellers.
Oh, I
Who
love Peter Sellers.
Peter Sellers? This is like, and it's not like his classic kind of goofy, kind of like physical comedy thing, but he's just like essentially like kind of like a childlike man who like grew up on like a mansion estate by like the he wasn't even like the spoiled kid, rich kid or anything. He was part of the servants' kids.
Oh, okay.
But he like grew up on, he just doesn't know anything else about the world. And then like finally the people who own the house die, and he's the only person left, and they're just like, what should we do with him? They're like, well, just tell him he has to leave. And he's just like, all he kind of knows is television, and he kind of like, there's nothing to him. He's just kind of, that's like kind of the strange thing for, he's just kind of a blank like slate of a person, and then like he just kind of achieves a lot by doing nothing. It's really interesting movie. Because like whenever he just says something simple or something about TV or whatever, like people think he's a brilliant guy.
Was he involved with the writing for that? Because I've
I
heard that his life is oddly similar to that. Like he didn't have much of a personality in real life.
Yeah, I wonder about that too. I mean, I really liked the Life and Death of Peter Sellers, which was on HBO with Jeffrey Rush.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
I thought that
I feel
was
like I
pretty good.
need to.
Yeah, I mean, it's very biopic-y,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm usually not but I don't actually know that much about Peter Sellers, so like it was enthralling to me.
Mm-hmm.
But but he also, like, if he didn't have much of a personality, he was either that or he was just like a prick. He was
Yeah.
like just like a horrible person to like the women
Yeah,
he dated and like his
Right.
kid and everything. And
Was he married like a few times? Wasn't?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like, and then like for a while, like he was like infatuated with Sophia Loren, and like he like was obsessed with her, and it was just. I mean, he's
that can get a little creepy if.
yeah. It's interesting. Like again, it's a complicated person, you know, and it's hard to like. But it's just to me. But Being There is kind of about just like, kind of like having extraordinary things happen to you due to no input from you or anything, and
Okay.
it's kind of like, it's oddly like kind of like, because it came out before Forrest Gump. It's a parody almost of Forrest Gump to a certain degree.
Okay.
When I first watched it, I didn't get it at first, and then I kind of liked it more as I got older. But it's a little long and a bit of a slow burn. It's not like, "Woo-hoo, I'm gonna have a hoot of a good time" kind of
Yeah.
movie. I like that. Like when I always heard this thing that like generally in nature, like berries and stuff that are very sweet are generally not poisonous,
Mm-hmm.
and that like the ones that are more bitter are probably poisonous, and it's kind of like a deterrent. So like, and when you're a kid, back like long ago when you were a small kid, you would probably eat the sweet berries,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why kids are kind of more attracted to the sweeter things because they know it's not poison. And as you
Right.
get older, you kind of are more refined, and you develop your sense of like, oh, I know this isn't poison, but at least it's not sweet little berries kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like the same thing. Like when I saw that, it's like so dry and like a slow burn. I remember being like,
Oh.
"Oh, this is not fun. This isn't
Mhm.
sweet." And then when I got older, I was like, "Oh, I get it. I get it. I see what he's doing now." like,
Where does this fall in his filmography? Is this later
I think it's
on?
his like one of his like last things
Okay.
he did because and he really that was his favorite thing apparently. But I'm
Mhm.
only going by the biopic movie. But I recommend that. It's at least it's a very interesting footnote. Uh,
Okay.
I did
Can
you
I
ever
get
see?
it from Universe Line Video, or do am
I
I on my
didn't.
own
I don't
on
think.
this one?
I don't think it's in. I mean, if you want the tape, I guess I could get you the tape. I'll have to call a customer about that or see who has it. The inventory is low, and
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's making money, and also the store exists between universes,
Oh, okay.
so there. I don't know how hard it is to get. Maybe there's a Kevin Raines out there who already saw it in another universe, but
That's true. Hmm.
like, and maybe Trump is still president in that universe, and he has being there. So it's pretty crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you find the tapes, please let us know. I guess
Okay. I'll let you know. Hopefully my kids haven't
I didn't
poured.
know you had kids.
Yeah, I have two. I
Oh,
have a little boy and a little girl, 4-year-old and a 2-year-old.
let me ask you
So
this: when would you show them Forrest Gump, or would you at all?
I would, I think I saw it earlier on to where, or I saw it very early on in my life, considering like I was in grade school. I'm watching this movie. I don't know what Forrest's mom and that school teacher or the principal are doing.
Yeah,
I was a late bloomer, so I didn't truly get that stuff. So I would probably wait for my kids, maybe middle school. Because
yeah,
I mean, obviously, there's some stuff about war that's in there that
yeah,
I feel like you can't really hide some of these things because they're social issues. But
yeah.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to force that on them when they're in grade school like I was, because I didn't get it. I
Right.
did not get it. So that's my answer. Probably
Yep.
middle school.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it rated R? I don't have my
No, it's PG
copy.
13. PG 13, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, I
I
would probably go by the.
you go by
I'd probably
the
go by. Yeah, maybe or close to it.
I
We're trying to battle that with
P,
Netflix.
yes, PG
My
13.
kid turned on the TV a few days ago and RoboCop came on.
All
Like,
right.
yeah, he just turned it straight on. He's 4 years old, and I was very thankful that it wasn't during the Ed 209 scene.
Oh yeah, the classic Paul Verhoeven exploding of blood.
Yeah, what was it? Hot Shots Part D that has the ranking, and it was
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
Total Recall and
yeah.
RoboCop.
I feel like that's another big thing when going back to things that aren't in movies anymore. I think we also learn to value life more
Hmm.
because I feel like you don't see as many like except for with the exception of some action and horror movies. It seems like there's people are not just being expended like just dying kind of thing. Uh, I feel like if it's like an action, I feel like they try to be like a little more clever with it, and
Hmm.
I don't know. It's just like in those movies, especially like Commando, people
Oh
are
yeah,
people are just like biting it, and it's
right.
there's like, and thank God there's no characterization for any of them, like because you just don't you like, and when you watched it, I remember watching it, and you're like, you just don't feel anything because you're just like, yeah, yeah, those they're trying to kill him. Whatever, like,
Arnold using that guy in the mall as or maybe it's like the airport in Total Recall as a meat shield,
yeah, yeah,
and like cuts back every once in a while. You just see like more of that guy missing as he's
hmm
using.
yeah.
This is just senseless killing. You're right. You don't really see it too often.
Yeah, I mean
nowadays.
Yeah, it's kind of. I think it's a little more. I think I think 9/11. I think people valued life, and they were like, oh, no, that's not. And maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I think so.
but-
Even in books, some of the books that I read, they're not written. Well, I mean, I'm reading Stephen King, but even he doesn't like to kill his darlings,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at least there's. I mean, I guess also, it's all kind of moved to video games too.
Oh yeah. You'll find that in video games.
I think that,
feel.
like, I think in video games it's okay because you're like, yeah. I guess because it's more fun because maybe we could, like, I don't know. Then now I'm wondering if we're more violent because it's just shifted to video games.
Yeah, and it gives you the control. Like you're not watching it. Like you can participate in that. So yeah, it kind of it's a little different.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah, I don't know. Well, all right. Well, I'll just like I said, return the tapes when you can. I appreciate it. All right.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for chatting. It's just kind of lonely here in this nebulous area.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right, Andy.
Let me know if you need anything.
Will do.
All right.
All right, take it easy, man.
Right. Eat it.
Bye.
Bye.
You're fired.